I have been freezer shopping. I am going to do a meal prep for this video. My friend Jessica has recently started her own business and she is having some challenges with getting used to not being home all the time at dinner time or not being home in time to make a real good healthy dinner. Anyhow, she has asked me to maybe help her with some meal prep, and our schedules cannot come together for she and I to get together to do said meal prep. So I'm going to film this so she can just get some ideas. She likes crock pot. She said something that she could put in the crock pot before she leaves for work, something that the kids could pop in the oven or pop in the crock pot for like midway through the day. So it's ready when she gets home, so her and her husband and her kids, they can all have a meal, not just nuke it in the microwave, you know, whatever we are. So that's what she's feeling right now. Anyhow, so I thought this is the best way I could do it. I could just film what I meal prep, and y'all, my meal prep bag is full. So we'll be using some meals out of the meal prep bag and what we're prepping now over the next few weeks, I suppose. And we're still pantry living. If you'll see behind me, there's a couple bags of chips. I did need to get 2 bags of chips, some Doritos, nacho cheesy Doritos, and some tortilla chips to go with a couple of the recipes in here that I plan on making. But that's all I needed to do. So now I'll remind you that we are going on a trip. We're actually going next weekend. So we have saved our April grocery money to be able to go out to eat sometime when we're on our trip. Now, we'll only be able to go out to eat like one time, maybe like a lunch menu, half price, small price, a second time. But that'll be fun because I can't wait to eat some of that good food out there. Anyhow, let's see what I got. Some of this stuff I have to put in water and let it thaw. So let's just see what I got. This is gonna be a working mom's meal prep because I ain't got time for a whole lot of stuff. Anyhow, we got some hash browns. Hash browns with onions and peppers. Found that in the freezer. This is like treasure hunting. Pound of meat. This is deer meat. Another pound of deer meat. Another pound of deer meat. Don't know where I'm going with this. We're going to the Instant Pot with that. Another pound of deer meat. Frozen. Gonna cook it straight from frozen. Right in that Instant Pot. Okay, now we've got a rump roast. This thing has seen better days. It needs to be used. It might be a little on the frostbit side, but you know what? I'm not gonna let it go to waste. We're gonna get it used up and used up quick. There's one more like this in there, so I've got that in my mind that needs to be used up quick. So we're gonna thaw that and make some beef stew out of it, although it's deer stew. All right, now I found these pork chops that they were $6.63 and we paid $2.85 for them. They're thin pork chops. I'm gonna thaw them for supper this evening, and I've actually got 2 packs because they're thin, and Gunner's coming home tonight, and y'all know 17-year-old boys, they got appetites. But I think I'm gonna thaw these to grill tonight. And I'm putting all this stuff out of the freezer onto the table, and where the condensation and the wet on the wood table, yeah, it's polyed or lacquered or whatever you call it, but we won't tell Justin. I got into the chicken bag. This is pre-cooked chicken that I need to thaw because I'm going to put it in a couple different recipes, so I don't need this entire, I would not feed, this would way too much chicken to feed 4 people for one meal. So, bag of chicken. This isn't for the meal prep. It is for meal prep, but not for this video. I need to meal prep some breakfast casserole or breakfast of some kind for next week. So while I was in the freezer, I dug out some sausage. And tomorrow we will all be home for breakfast. Yay, Saturday! Although I work Sunday, but anyway, yay, Saturday! I'm gonna thaw some bacon. We'll have bacon and eggs for breakfast in the morning. And the last thing that we have gotten on our treasure hunt is mild cheddar cheese. I got this block. So while this is still kind of frozen, I'm going to, I don't know. I was gonna try to shred it. I'm gonna let it thaw a little bit and try to put it through my shred. I don't know, I might have to let it thaw all the way and then use a knife. I don't know, but I'm gonna make some shredded cheese out of this because this cheese doesn't have any paper between it. And while it's sliced, once I thaw it, I can't get the slices apart without them breaking. So really, it's good for making casseroles, that kind of thing. So we're gonna make that into some shredded cheese. So that's the first part of it. So I'm gonna put this roast in some water to get it thawed so I can cut it up real good. For a beef stew meal prep, it will go back into the freezer, but this will be one of the first things that we eat pretty soon. And then the chicken also, it's already cooked, but I need to thaw it a little bit. We will put it back in the freezer, but in the meals that we have to go in. So that's where we're at. And I'm gonna get that started, and then I just got home from work, so I'm gonna sit down. Justin's got some laundry going. I'm gonna sit down for a minute while this stuff is thawing, and we'll see you. I'm gonna get the Instant Pot started, and we'll see you to put some foods together, some meals together when it's all done. I took a nap. My bad. But we're back at it. So, I have in front of me my notebook. I'm a list maker. I am just that kind of person. I'm a list maker. So I wrote down the meals that I wanted to make on this piece of paper because I try to use front and back. So that was a piece of paper that I needed to use front and back. Anyhow, then over here, I have our list. I have wrote down everything that I need, and I wrote down the prices next to them. So everything that we're making here today, give or take a little, I think I've got beans where I can make a couple more meals than what I had intended. We'll see how much I get done at the end. But minus the beef stew, everything here that we'll make is about $60 to $65 in the Walmart buggy on the Walmart app. Now, I don't do the Walmart pickup or nothing like that, so I don't know if there's a fee or if there's that does not include taxes. So I don't know how the Walmart app thing works other than I put those items in my buggy, and that's what it came out to be. So now that would put us at $9 to $10 meals. So we'll see at the end of it, because I've got so much made, we'll see how many meals I get at the end of it, not counting the beef stew, deer stew. How much that would be for around $60, $65, between $60 and $70. Now I think I did include like some tea bags and sugar because, you know, I like to drink some tea, some sweet tea. In that price, so you don't, of course, you don't have to include that price. But anyhow, and the only other thing is, well, that's about it. So let's get us started. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all how I have my little station set up. You can see my refrigerator covered with all of our love of pictures and stickers and drawings and who knows what else. We live here, so that's why, you know, we look like we live here. Anyhow, see all that mess behind me? It's not really a mess, it's organized. It's actually clean. There's only one dirty dish in the sink, and it's the top that came off the onions. But in front of me, I have my little station set up. Now, I had Justin, the way I did this meal prep, I was not home last night because I work overnights out of town. So if you're home the night before you do your meal prep, what I did was had Justin put beans in 3 crock pots: white beans, brown beans, black beans. in 3 crock pots and let them cook them overnight. Emmy's playing some shooting game. I don't know. Fort something. Huh? Fortnite. I don't even know. Some kind of game box thing. I don't know. Anyway, put the beans in the crock pot the night before. Let them cook all night. Easy peasy. That don't take you 5 minutes to pour beans in the crock pot. Even 3 different kinds don't take 5 minutes. 1 pound in each crock pot. Put the water in. Let her go all night long. That's the first step. It's the first thing I would do. Now, what else I'm going to do is I'm going to individually, I'm going to make each meal individually here so that I don't get overwhelmed. Meal prep and a large meal prep can get really overwhelming, and Lola, some people just give up, but we don't want to give up. So we're going to do 1 meal at a time. So I'm going to gather my ingredients and I'll be back and I'll show y'all my table. All right, here's what we have. Justin's not included. I mean, he's just like supervising, aren't you, honey? Yeah. Do not eat the chicken.
I haven't already ate the cheese.
Babe! All right, anyhow, so this is what I got. Here we've got our roast. It's still just thawing in water. We've got our chicken, some white beans, some cheese. I've got the broth. I drained the broth off of all the beans, or the juice off all the beans. Some cheese. Here I've got brown beans. There's the juice off of that. Some nature seasonings. I'm gonna put this on everything and call it good. Some black beans. There's that juice. Here's our ground burger and our onions. So that's what our setup looks like. There's my little book. I'm not gonna keep this right here. I'll kind of have it off to the side, you know, but just handy. And then I'm going to pull out, like I said, the ingredients individually. This is 3 pounds of burger that I already had pre-cooked. I will probably just put this back in the freezer, but I wanted to show you that this is what we're gonna use for our taco night. But anyhow, and also I have an empty dishwasher. That's just the cheese thing that I shredded a minute ago. I'm gonna rinse it out, but my sink was full, so I gotta do that. And then those are all my crock pot lids, which I had nowhere to put. So into the dishwasher they go until well, they need washed anyway. So always start with an empty dishwasher or an empty kitchen sink. But this sink right here is where we keep our clean dishes that we just hand wash. And so we always have an empty sink for rinsing and putting in the dishwasher and whatnot. And then you always have a scrap bowl, but I don't think I'm gonna need a scrap bowl anymore, so I put the onion scrap bowl right over there. So we're gonna get started. The first thing that we're going to make is chili and cornbread to go with the chili. Now this is just gonna be a simple chili, so the only things that I've brought out to the table that weren't already there are some chili seasoning, a pan for my cornbread, and the cornbread mix that I had here at home. Now the one that I put in my buggy was like the 62-cent one, the Jiffy brand, but I already had this at home and we are pantry living right now. So I'm just using things that we have in our pantry. So otherwise, Justin does not like tomatoes, so I'm not gonna put tomatoes in it. And he doesn't like bell peppers, so I'm not gonna put bell peppers in it. But just a simple chili is really delicious. We do put jalapenos in it when we get ready to, excuse me, don't eat the food. No. I might not get no meal prepping done. Give me that. She took the whole bowl. Get on out of here. We might not get no meal prepping done.
He just ate some of the cheese.
Anyway, we're gonna make a simple chili. Justin's going to entertain you guys. He's whistling the Hungry Hungry Hippo tune.
Or at least I thought.
Okay, anyhow, this Martha Cotton Country cornbread says just add water. So it calls for
Water?
3/4 cup of water. And then put it in the blah, blah, blah. Bake at 400 for 16 to 20 minutes.
Just wing it, dear.
Do y'all follow directions? Well, yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
I don't know that I've ever had this cornbread specifically. Cotton Country cornbread. I don't know if that means... Well, it says buttermilk cornbread. I was wondering if it was going to be like sweet.
Ooh, I hope so. I like sweet cornbread.
Yeah. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this pan with some foil. The last time I made a meal prep video, like a big meal prep, is back to school meal prep video. I had to separate it out into 2 different videos, so hopefully I don't talk too much, but I ain't gonna lie, I talk too much all the time. Justin agrees. Why not? Spray it, sure, why not? All right, there we are. You can't really see it, and I don't want to make a mess. So, you could add some jalapenos. It's funny in the yard. You could add some jalapenos into this if you wanted. You could add some corn into this if you wanted, but we're just gonna bake it just like this. But my oven ain't hot enough, so we ain't gonna bake it yet. We're gonna make our chili. I think in between each meal, I'll probably clean up them dishes over there so I don't have a big old pile of dishes. Now, I don't have a fancy bag holder. You don't need one. You just need a tea pitcher or a big old bowl. A tall bowl, something. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find a spoon for the stuff. Get my head on straight and we're gonna figure it out. All right, first thing is we're gonna put some ground meat in here. You just put however much you think you need for a pot of chili. Generally, it was like 1 pound, and this is 4 pounds in this bowl. I think 4 scoops is fine. We're gonna do some onion. Again, however much you think makes your heart happy in your pan. And then we're gonna do some beans. I've got my beans right here. Being on loose. That's some pinto beans. Now I've got some black beans if I can get them over here. Okay. Don't forget to season it. Couple of bouillon cubes, what I'm gonna add. All right, there we have our chili. And it's okay, you can put the juice in. You want some juice in it so that it'll cook up good in the crock pot. And there we have some chili. And I should have done this first, my bad. Maybe next time. But we're gonna date it. I don't know what today is. Day 11?
12.
Oh. Well, what day are you guys watching this? All right, so when I freeze these, I freeze them in this position, just like this, because I can cut the bag around it if I don't thaw it the night before. I can cut the bag off around it completely frozen and put it in the crock pot. So there's an easy meal prep. You got your pot of chili ready to go. Now, the cornbread, when it gets done, I'll just put it in the freezer next to the chili. And I will, because it's frozen cornbread, it won't like slice just like a slice of cornbread, I don't believe. So I will thaw it and then crumble it on top of the chili and just stir it in. And that's gonna make the chili, of course, more filling, more dense. Yum. So there's one chili. We're gonna start on something else. The next thing that we're going to make is taco soup. And I forgot to put the cheese in the chili, so I'll have to fix that in a moment. But for right now, what I have brought new to the table besides our chicken and beans and ground meat and onions is some taco season, of course, some ranch season, and some corn. Now, if you like tomatoes, put tomatoes in your taco soup. If you've got some peppers you want to put in there, go ahead and do that. But for right now, we're just going to add all of this together. We're adding our black and brown beans right now. I'm running out of room. My pitcher wasn't big enough. We're gonna add our ranch. Taco soup. We will serve our taco soup with some knockoff Doritos. The next meal that we're gonna make, the only thing I've added to the table is a jar of salsa. Don't need all of it, but we are going to make a chicken chili. White beans. Chicken. See the steam where the chicken's still warm? We gotta let these cool completely off before we put them in the freezer. And some salsa. I know.
And other ones,
Do not.
they look like they're still in itty bitty tribe.
Now, I may have said that this was 3 ingredients: beans, chicken, salsa. That's all it has to be. But I added a little cheese and a little onion because I wanted to. And a bouillon cube. But you don't have to. You can use the spices on the back of your stove with some white beans, some chicken, and some salsa. Chicken chili. I forgot to mention, we are serving the chicken chili with tortilla chips. You can eat it like a bowl of chili. You can crumble some chips in it, or you can scoop it because it'll be a little on the thicker side. You can scoop it like dip. Mmm. All right, we are going to move on to the next meal. The next thing that the only things we've added to the table other than our beans and meat and onions and cheese is some sloppy joe sauce. We're gonna make some sloppy joes. And you need bread. Bread, a loaf of bread, it's cheaper and goes farther than 8 hamburger buns, so get you a loaf of bread. Everybody can get their tummy full with a loaf of bread. And we're gonna serve it with a side of vegetables. So you just have some frozen vegetables or canned, we prefer frozen, in the freezer. I want to show you that I have wrote on this one, I know it's backwards to you, but I have wrote on this one, I wrote sloppy joe served with bread and veggie. So when you call it, you'll know if your bread's in the freezer or something that you need to get your bread out. And you'll know when you get home, all you're doing is popping some frozen veggies in the microwave or a can of veggies in the microwave. All right. We're gonna need a spoon. We got our ground meat. Uh-oh. It's good to the last drop, y'all. You could do 1.5 to 2 pounds, however many for your family. This is like for a family of 3 to 4. I did 1.5 pounds. I think that'll be enough to give us leftovers as well. This is just water. I'm just getting I washed this. I'm just getting all the good stuff off the side of the can. It's okay to add a can of water. I don't think it says to do that. Stir in 1 can of sloppy joe microwave. That's for 1 pound. We did 1.5 pounds. I'm gonna get all that goodness out of there and add that can of water. It's gonna be just fine. I'm gonna do some onion. Sloppy joe. Our cornbread is done. It smells so good. So I am thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crumble this up and put it in a baggie in the freezer next to the chili. Of course, the chili all right served with cornbread, but then you just stir it in, fills your baby's bellies right up. Our next meal is going to be a tater tot casserole. Now, I make tater tot casserole several different ways. I make a taco tater tot casserole. I make a plain tater tot casserole, what I call plain, and I make what we call my Aunt Jane's tater tot casserole. Now, my Aunt Jane was my mom's aunt, and growing up, when my mom was growing up, this is how Aunt Jane always made tater tot casserole. So that's just what we grew up calling it. And so what goes in that, the only thing I've brought to the table, other than our beans and our meats, are 2 cans of cream of mushroom. Now, if you're making a small pan, you only need 1 can. A bag of mixed veggies, and our tots. So, we're gonna get our baggie ready. I got our baggie ready, and I'm going to make this in this bowl right here. I'm only gonna use 1/2 pound of meat because we're adding these vegetables, and that's going to in the soup, and that's what's gonna fill up our dish. There we are. Now, I have done this where I put the tater tots in the baggie before and it came out just fine, but I'm not gonna mess with putting each individual tater tot in the bag. It's kind of a pain. So we'll just know that when we pull this out, you need to take half a bag of this tater tots or however many fills your crock pot and put the tater tots on top.
Really, Lola? Hi, Lola. Hello.
Tater tot casserole. Next up is tacos. Oh wait. Just kidding. Tacos. The only thing that I've brought to the table is taco seasoning. Tortillas. These are corn tortillas. My flour ones are out there in the garage. I really didn't want to go out there and do them. So anyway, corn tortillas. Make sure you got the flour so you can just fold them up, you know. You can get the little small ones like this. It's fine. The pack of 20. If you're feeding 4 people, you'll have 5 tacos. Some salsa. Okay? Now, 2 pounds of taco meat. This is pre-cooked. If this were in the bowl, not frozen already, I would add the taco meat to it. And you could add the salsa if you wanted to, but I like to put the salsa just on top of just the taco. Freeze your taco meat all ready to go. Put it in the crock pot, completely frozen, or just pop it in the microwave when you come home from work. Pull them tortillas out, serve the tacos on tortillas with some salsa. If you want, you could save some cheese for it, or not. Meat salsa, it's fine. When's the last time you went to Taco Bell? Have you been there lately? Go see what's on their tacos. Almost nothing. I think it's meat and cheese. I think. What's on a soft taco at the Taco Bell? I think it's meat and cheese.
And lettuce.
I don't think they always put lettuce on them, do they? Well, you know, it ain't much. That's my point. The next thing we're gonna make is a chicken dish, and the only 2 things that I've brought to the table are some sauce of whatever kind you want. I have picked some General Tso's. You could use sweet chili, you could use Parmesan garlic, whatever kind of sauce you want. I'm gonna do General Tso's stir fry sauce. And we're going to serve it with some white rice. So when you buy that pound of rice with the grocery list, there's where your rice is coming from. We've got our baggie ready. This may not look like much, but remember, the rice is really dense. It's filling. It'll fill your kiddo's belly up really good. Let's smell this. Woo! Smell, babe?
Well, that smells good.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know how much of this to put in here, so I'm just guessing. Oh, wait, I think you're supposed to shake it up.
Yeah.
My bad. General Tso's chicken. Okay, the next thing that we are going to prep is some pasta salad. It's going to be our cold side to serve with any meal that we're eating. The sloppy joe, the tater tot casserole. Emmeline is melting me behind the camera. You better get back over there to the couch. Man, do y'all get anything done with your kids around? Just wondering. Anyhow, what I've brought to the table is everything for the pasta salad because nothing on the table is what we're using. Some pasta. Now, when I put this in the Walmart buggy online, I just did like the 98-cent box. This is a huge bag I already had because, again, we're pantry living. This is 16 ounces. I think those boxes are 8 or 12 ounces. Anyway, I'm only going to use half the bag. Some Italian dressing and some peas. Now, I do prefer frozen peas for this. I don't recommend putting canned peas in that. They'd be mushy and they'd be gross. And you'd be eating cold canned peas. Nobody wants that. But you can eat cold, fresh peas like this, and they're really good. Now, because I am gluten-free, I will also make me a little batch with my little gluten-free noodles I got left right here for the week. But everybody else will be having some regular noodles. So I'm just gonna boil these noodles, and and then once they get about done, I'll drop these in just so that they will be not frozen. Okay? And then I'll strain them. And then, you know, put the Italian dressing on, pop her in the fridge, let her cool down a little bit. Pop it in the fridge. By the time the week gets started, we've got us a cold side for every night. All right, the last thing that we're going to make is our deer stew. So I have cut our roast up. Now, you guys won't have to, buying it from the store, you know, you won't have to thaw and then refreeze. I don't know if that's completely recommended, but ain't nobody died yet, so. But you can just buy a roast from the store and you can cut it up into some chunks if you want, or you can just buy stew meat if you want, but I ain't doing that. So what we brought to the table, our meat was already here, so we brought our hash browns with onion and pepper, some tomato sauce. We're going to use a beef bouillon cube. It was already on the table, and then of course our seasoning. I'm just going to throw this together. Beef stew. Deer stew. Deer stew. Well, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 meals and our pasta salad side. Not bad, not bad. I was just cleaning up. Now that did take me about 3 hours, but I had a lot of interruptions. And Justin's mama came over. We visited, and I was also making supper with Justin for our tonight's supper, which we're getting ready to eat. But, so anyway, I think it would take me, if I had, you know, didn't take a nap and wasn't like cooking another meal to go with at the same time. Anyway, I think that it would probably take me about 2 hours or so if I really cracked down and didn't have a child and a husband trying to steal the food off the table as I was trying to fix it. But guys, when I was cleaning up just now, I was like, man, I feel so accomplished. I got all of our meals for next week. We're going out of town next weekend. I have all of our meals completely done for the week. I don't have to think about it. I just toss these babies in the crock pot and off I go to work. And I can worry about making sure we have stuff packed instead of worrying about what am I making for dinner, da-da-da-da-da. When I come home from work in the evenings, Monday and Tuesday evening, Wednesday, of course, we have church, you know. So Monday and Tuesday evening, I can worry about what we're packing and stuff. Oh, I am so excited. So excited. Now, Jessica, I hope this helps you so much. And I don't want you or any other mom who goes out of the home to work to feel like any less of a mom if you have to heat up microwave meals for supper, or if you have to just now, in the world, the life that you're living today, start to learn how to do some meal prep, because it's okay. It's okay to learn. You can learn something new every day, and you can master that something. You just have to want to do it. And your family can eat healthy. You don't have to have just bologna sandwiches. Nothing wrong with a bologna sandwich. I like a good bologna sandwich. Or PB&J or microwave meal or whatever. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease and some determination, and you can get it done, and your family will eat good, and you'll be full, and nobody will be complaining. So y'all get out there and try those if you want. I do think that I will film what these look like. That'll be my next video. I do believe so I can show you guys how these turn out. So if you want to make them, you'll know what to expect. So we will see y'all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed.